Hello and welcome back to The Broken Doll, and tonight I come to you with another television doll that like the Miracle on 34th Street, Baby Beautiful. This is another one from the I Love Lucy show, Baby Ricky. Now I have my wonderful book here called 20th Century Dolls, and in there it shows a picture of the doll I'm about to show you, Little Ricky. Now mine is a little bit darker skin because we'll talk about that in a few minutes. He's 21 inches, Little Ricky, Ricky Jr., all vinyl, molded hair, sleep eyes, original clothes, American character doll on the head, which is what mine has, and called Ricky Jr. on the romper suit. Doll represents the baby character of the television show I Love Lucy, starring Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz. When Miss Ball became a mother in the private life, the baby character was added to the television show. 1954 catalog shows also a 17-inch vinyl baby, a pompadour like his daddy, retail for $9.97. 1955 catalog lists a 13 and a 17-inch. This is another doll, also Little Ricky. All vinyl, molded hair, can sit, stand, bend due to a wire inside his body. He wore corduroy overalls, a cotton shirt, beanie shoes, and socks. Okay, so anyways, this is courtesy from the Sears Roebuck and Company. This is from the 20th Century Doll book. Now, if you were to go on I Love Lucy and watch where she's practicing to bathe her baby on the show I Love Lucy, Ethel and Fred give her this doll, and she takes it and she baths it. Now, let's talk about this doll. He's missing a couple of his little fingers here. You can see he's got fingers that are off. These fingers don't last. He's lost a thumb as well, but I can always rebuild those back on again. The problem with this stuff is this is early rubber, and what happens to early rubber is it dries out. And you can, like, I'll be putting on some, you can like try to use Goo Gone on it to try to soften it somewhat, or just to keep it more pliable. Never press it right in because it could lead to cracks. This stuff does deteriorate. There's no way of really stopping it. It just depends on how well it was taken care of during the time. Another thing was, this was a bathing doll. That's why they made the doll the way they did. And it has a plastic head, but it has this rubber body. Personally, myself, I paid so little for him, I wasn't going to invest into this doll because of the fact that this rubber can rot away. But because of the shape he was in, I thought, well, maybe I can save him somewhat, build him some fingers, you know, something that I thought about doing, and making him a little bit better looking. I can never make his body the color that it should be to match his face. This stuff just has a lot of soap in it because this doll was bathed. It was one of the first bathing dolls. What we have to remember in the early mid-50s was, before this, let's go back before this with dolls, a lot of dolls were composition or cloth or bisque, and they could not go into water. Little girls had to pretend to wipe them down, but they couldn't put them into water or they would disintegrate, and or they would crack, and it wasn't good for them. So now all of a sudden the opportunity comes along, and new materials are being brought in after World War II that were introduced during the World War, but now are being used to everyday belongings and things that you could find in your stores. And one was toys, and dolls also was right in amongst it. And so what happens is these dolls were given rubber bodies, and they were great because now little girls could put their dolls into water. And you'll watch Lucille Ball take her doll and bathe it, you know, and she dunks it right in the water, which was not probably good for the doll, but she does it because she's trying to be a comedian with it, and she's, you know, over exaggerating it and everything else, you know, and her carelessness and whatnot, you know. It was for the humor of the show, but these dolls do make it. Some just make it with their heads, and some, their bodies are in tatters. This here, minus the fingers, so there you go. But let's look at this next one that was brought up. This is Little Ricky here as well. A lot of you know about Little Ricky, what I did to him not too long ago. And what I did to him was, oh my wash machine's going right now. Maybe I should have waited. So I'll talk really close to the camera here. One of the things about him is that he is marked on the, I'm knocking my camera. He is marked on the back, if it can be seen, American character on the back of his neck. Therefore, you will know that you've got an American character Little Ricky doll. Now, he is discolored again because this doll was bathed again, and it absorbed a lot of the soaps. But what we have to also remember, during that time, a lot of people smoked, and nicotine did go into the doll. Now, this doll does not smell of nicotine, but Also, gas stoves were right in the middle of the house, and they left like a yellow film on your walls. I know my mother, every spring and fall, would be up on chairs wiping her walls down with a rag because of the film that those gas would leave behind. Now, we don't see it as much today because we got a lot of better filters and things like that on our furnaces to help stay away from that type of thing. Not to say it doesn't still somewhat, but not as bad as it used to be. My mom could wipe, and you could see the original color of the paint to the yellow that was left behind, and it was just how these furnaces were. This material also absorbed that. You know, if a little girl was just leaving it out in her bedroom, even if it was naked, or if it was with clothes on, whatever hit it would absorb. Cigarettes, nicotine also floated through the house. It was cool to smoke back then. Not so cool today because we've learned a lot about cigarettes and what they can do to you. But here we are with this wonderful doll that's taken this abuse here, and I've tried, you know, I did a few experiments on it to try to lighten it, but it just went right back to the darkness again. I think it's a few shades lighter, but nothing great. But one thing about this doll is I do have its original clothes, and I want to have it dressed. He's been sitting naked for a long time. So it's time to dress this little guy, and let's get him with his clothes on. I have his original outfit that he came in, and you'll see it says right on his shirt, Ricky Jr. Now, to buy him today, you can still find him quite readily on eBay, and sometimes he goes for a lot and sometimes not. He's a real in the middle type of doll to find. I mean, you're not going to spend hundreds on him, of course, but you're going to, you know, spend a little bit to get him, you know. But nothing, I don't know. When I bought him, again, I bought back when the dollar was higher, shipping was cheaper, you know, a lot of this stuff. So I paid so much more, a lot less for him. But there's his little shirt that says Ricky Jr. on it. And now he comes with these little shorts and this little overall short set here with, we're going to put them down. See if we can get this down here like that. There we go. And I should have a diaper on him, but I don't have one in here at the house. And I'm not going out because it's just an awful day today. I made a beautiful dinner up for today, and it was I made a nice roast beef meal up, and I just want to stay in the house. I don't want to go anywhere. So we want that Ricky Jr. to show. There we go. And we're going to take this one here. We'll button it on this in this one here. His clothes are really ripe. Like they're not in they're in good shape, but you can tell they've been washed and ironed and everything else underneath the sun. So there we go. And now he's back in his original outfit where it says Ricky Jr. right on his little shirt. We want that to show. There we go. Oh, I got little socks for him too. Let's put his socks on him. There we go. This is just some little yellow socks with ducks on them and all that wonderful stuff. So he'll be ready for Easter as well. So there we go. And there we go. So now he's looking really dapper. There we go. I think he's looking just like a cute as a butt. There we go. What a wonderful doll to play with as a little girl. Now, he's a heavy doll. He's not light by no means. Neither one of these dolls are. There's some weight. This one's not as bad, but there's some weight to him. And he's not really equal, so you just feel like he's more head heavy, like he could just go head first. So, you know, not the most balanced doll for a child to play with. That's what I find anyways. But he's still a cute doll. So is little Ricky here. But you know he's been through a lot here. So, but I hope you enjoy seeing him and knowing that this is the TV doll, Ricky Jr. here. So there's also, I wish I had bought it at the time, but I didn't. It shocked me that it was even on eBay. But there is also a Ricky Jr. pram, nice little buggy. And it says right on the buggy, Ricky Jr. And it's rare. And the person only wanted like $100 for it. And I just kicked myself to buy it now. And I didn't buy it. And I don't know why I didn't. I still question myself to this very day, because that would have been wonderful to have for him. But hey, you know what? You win some, you lose some. You know, you miss out on things. It's just what it is. I wish that person would put it back on again for that price. Because I would snatch it up in seconds, you know. But oh well, it is what it is. But I hope you enjoy seeing this here. And this little guy just as well. Here, let's sit him up just as well. His rubber legs, I don't like bending him too much because I don't want him to rip. Oh, there we go. I see fingers wanting to come off, like this one's ready to fall. Some of these are just want to come right off. Oh my word. But anyways, there we go. There's the two little Ricky dolls. Beautiful babies. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you're looking at enhancing your doll collection, these are wonderful dolls to put into your doll collection. And all they need for upkeep is just a wipe down with a damp rag, and you're fine. I don't do too much to them other than just what I just told you right now. So beautiful dolls, but like I say, if you're and they're not on the expensive side either. They're not on the high end, but they're still nice in the TV world to have dolls like this from the television shows from the 1950s. But thanks again for joining me, and we have more to come. We have St. Patrick's Day coming up, so everybody be prepared for the green. All right, thanks again for joining me, and if you're passing by and you see this and you like it, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and leave a comment down below. I do read them. Thanks again for joining me. Bye-bye.